Sometimes having portable power is really as simple as just taking a solar power station with you. The nice thing about having a small unit like this, because you guys know I'm a huge fan of the big ones that can run your house, but you can't always take that with you. These can actually be charged from a cigarette lighter port in a car very easily, and it actually makes sense. When you have a really big unit and it comes with a car charger, it just doesn't make any sense because you'll only get about 100 to 120 watts of power from that cigarette lighter port. So it makes sense with this Jackery 300 because it only is going to take less than 3 hours to fully charge it up. And then with the 1000, this on a road trip, for example, like when I drive to Denver, this I can get fully charged on a single trip from where I live in Idaho going to Denver. So no, it's not a perfect solution because car charging can be slow, but it's not always practical to take a really big unit. Even just having this little power station, the E300, for something like a DC fridge, this can easily give you anywhere from about 6 to 8 hours of runtime on a typical DC fridge. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I'll have someone else with me and I'll have them do the driving so that way I can work on my laptop and edit videos or answer emails. And if you guys have questions, you can just shoot me an email to info@poweredportablesolar.com, which will also soon be info@minutemansolar.com. But because I use a gaming laptop, because I do a lot of video editing, I need the stronger power laptop. Sometimes the outlets in vehicles aren't even strong enough to be able to run my laptop. And that's where I'll use something like this as basically an intermediary. I'll put a car charger on the E300 or the 1000 V2, and that'll at least be trickle charging it while I'm pulling anywhere from 220 to 230 watts into my laptop. And then as well, when I'm traveling, I often travel with my drone or camera gear, and that's where I can use these to continue to charge up all of that equipment. One thing that I find peculiar about the Explorer 1000 is you'll notice the screen is off. So just in the couple minutes that I turned this on and got the camera set up, the screen is already turned off. I have already adjusted in the app multiple times to switch this to a 2-hour timeout. So once you get into the Jackery app, which this is one of the smallest units that still has Wi-Fi connection, the Explorer 300 does not have Wi-Fi connection. I can click Explorer 1000. Every single time I turn this off, this resets to either 2 minutes or off. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a bug or if I'm accidentally pushing something. But let's try it right now. I've just set it to 2 hours. I'm going to close out of the app and I'm going to power down the unit. I'm going to let it sit for a second. Go ahead and turn this back on. Okay, there's the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signal. Get into the app. All right, it now is connected and back to 2 minutes. I don't know why they would do that. I really don't like when the screen turns off for normal use. The only time I really like the screen turning off is if I'm using this in a dark place, like a bedroom or a tent or somewhere where this light is going to be a problem. Because normally I want to be able to look at a glance and see what state of charge that I'm at. Now you can also control the light from your phone, and just in the app, there's 3 different options of low, high, and then the SOS. Adding units to the Jackery app is really easy, especially if you already have an account set up. That's really the hardest part about setting up the unit on the app, is just creating an account. Once you've got that, you turn on your location, turn this on, and it'll readily connect to your phone very easily. And if you connect the Wi-Fi within the app, then you can monitor and control this anywhere in the world. So for me, I use Starlink at home, so that way if there's any type of power outage, I can run my Starlink on a system like this and still have all the connectivity and communication that I need. During blackouts, it's pretty common that people will lose communications because their cell service is based on having grid power. By using Starlink, I'm not dependent on the grid having power in order to get internet. The Explorer 300 is truly an amazing little unit. I don't love a ton of Jackery units. The Jackery 5000 Plus, they absolutely blew it out of the park. I love that unit. The price is amazing, the power is great, the expandability is great, it has normal MC4 solar connectors. But what I dislike about most Jackery units is that you're pretty much stuck using their solar panels. I'm not huge on any brand doing anything proprietary because it just makes things more complicated. And in real world testing with other brands of solar panels, 80% is actually pretty common. So the fact that I've gotten 90 to 100% output from their panels, that's actually really impressive. That said, their panels are on the pricey side and you're stuck using their 8mm connection except for on the Jackery 5000 Plus. Now on these smaller units like the Explorer 1000 V2 and the Explorer 300, I don't really use solar panels with these that often. Now I do have some really cool 100 watt and 200 watt folding Solar Saga solar panels that are bifacial. What that means is that the back of the panel also has cells, so any ambient or reflective light that could be hitting the back of the panel will also help make more power. But for the most part, just like you saw me at the beginning of this video, I just bring these in my vehicles with me, whether it's my side-by-side or my truck, and it's just mobile portable power for me. As an example, if I'm going up to my off-grid cabin and I'm going to be running some tools away from my cabin, I'll bring something small and lightweight like this, because with a 1500 watt inverter, I can pretty much power anything that I would normally plug into a wall outlet in my house. So for example, one project was running a whole hog drill, which is just a big heavy duty drill. You carve out a lot of wood really fast. And something like this works perfectly for that, because the 1500 watts can easily run a heavy duty drill like that. And with a 1000 watt hour battery, I can realistically run that for 4 or 5 hours pretty consistently and not drain down the battery to zero faster than that. For the Explorer 300, what's so impressive about this is just how compact it is. This is just handy and portable. I have a friend who actually has 2 of these, and they keep them charged up just as backups for their phones, tablet, laptop, just for backup power when their power goes out, because they haven't upgraded their whole solar system just yet. So by no means do I think that these are going to be enough to run a whole house or run all of your essentials long term. That's not their purpose. For something like that, you need to go with their Home Power 300, or especially their Jackery 5000 Plus. That one, definitely a very good one to look at. And I'm going to have links and coupons, whatever I've got available for you guys, in the description down below. Really what you should be doing is going to my free solar generator comparison chart and compare the Jackery units to other systems on the market, just to see how well they stack against the others that are on the market, so you can see if you're really getting the right deal. And one thing I do have to say is I've worked with pretty much every single brand of solar generator out there. I have never once had a single warranty claim for any Jackery system that I've ever had. I've personally purchased multiple Jackeries in the past, and then I've also had ones like this sent out to me for honest reviews like this. And as much as I use them, I don't have any warranty issues. I don't have any downtime with them. They simply work. And that's hard to put a price on. So the fact that Jackery is already competitively priced compared to other units on the market, and that their customer service is very supportive and the warranty is solid and the products are solid, that's a pretty good deal. So they may not always be the cheapest on the market, and I'm always griping about the solar connections, but if you want reliability, they're definitely reliable. If I simply need portable power on the go, I grab the Explorer 1000 because it's lightweight, has a heavy hitting inverter with the 1500 watts of output, and 1000 watt hours of battery is plenty for what I'm doing. I don't normally do solar charging on this. I pretty much just charge it up at home and then take it with me. And that's the exact same thing for the Explorer 300 as well. I like to use this in my vehicle when I'm traveling. I mostly use this for charging up drone batteries, laptop batteries, tool batteries. If I need something really light, this is what I'm grabbing for sure. Now, what would be really helpful for the whole community is if you've owned a Jackery or even used a Jackery and had a good experience, go ahead and comment that down below. But just as important, if you've had a bad experience, whether it's a warranty claim or a system going down, we also want to know about that in the comments down below. That way everybody who reads the comments can get a good feel of what's happening in the market with the Jackery units. Personally, they've never failed me, and for that reason I can give them a thumbs up, but it's going to be more like a sideways thumbs because the solar. I really just wish they would do some traditional solar connection. That would make it a full thumbs up in my opinion. Either way, their pricing is good. Go check it out in the links down below.